I'm here with Joel Karsten, author of the Straw Bale Garden book. You actually have a new book it's coming out, I guess,
Yes.
correct?
It's actually, this is the only copy right now in the United States, but it won't be for long. End of this month, early next month, we're supposed to have copies shipping.
What is this book compared to the one that we're all familiar with?
So this is Straw Bale Solutions, and this is, it's a little bit of how-to like the other book, but most of the substance of the book are profiles of gardeners from all over the world. There's 5 continents, I think 9 countries, and we talk about all kinds of situations where people had a problem that they couldn't solve with traditional gardening methods, but they solved it with straw bale gardening methods.
And they tell their story.
Yeah. And I just do a profile of them and tell how they've used straw bale garden effectively and, to solve whatever their problem was, climate or whatever.
And you have a new product that people can purchase to use to condition the bales.
Yeah, it's a bale prep kit. We call it the Bale Buster.
Okay.
Comes in mail order, or it'll be available in retail as well in the pails. It's blood meal, so it's 100% natural. But then it has in it, we've inoculated the blood meal with bacillus bacteria and trichoderma fungi, which are both very beneficial in decomposition, and there's some synergy that they create, allowing plant roots to take up more nutrients as well. So I tested it for 3 years before we got it to this point to get it right the way I wanted it. And this is the very first show we've ever offered it at, is this show.
So with that beneficial bacteria, it's just kind of giving that blood meal a little more oomph to break down the bale.
Yeah,
okay.
It gives it a little bit of a head start. And soil is filled with bacteria. So you could put this bacteria in the soil, and probably the bacteria that are already there would take over and kill it. But the bales are not as inoculated as soil is. So this bacillus and the fungi as well, the trichoderma, if you go online and look up trichoderma, you can read all about it. And it's used all over the world. We don't use it a lot in the United States, but people in other parts of the world are sold on its, convinced of its effectiveness. So.
Now, I want to talk about 2 things about the straw bale garden method. One is the second year, you talk about the first year you can do your warm weather crops because as the bale breaks down, it heats the soil or the root system so you can get an earlier start. The second year, you do not condition those bales. Right. So what is the second year crop best, since you don't recommend that warm weather crops?
Yeah, anything that likes cooler weather. All your root crops do well in a second year bale. Any of your lettuce and spinach type crops they actually like it a little cooler, and you can plant out a little earlier. Those will do fine in there. But I do carrots and beets and potatoes and sweet potatoes and turnips. They love that second year bale.
And with that second year bale, you still need that seed bed for those small seeds, correct?
Tiny seeds, if you're doing those, you can pack it down, make a nice smooth surface.
Potting soil, not garden soil.
Yeah, a little bit of potting mix or seed mix on top, just to make a seed bed. Get it nice and flat, put your seeds in, and they take right off.
Now, another question we had was they had noticed bees going in the straw bale. Any suggestions, or what do you, with your experience, what does that tell you?
You're lucky if it's bees and it's not wasps or hornets. But yeah, they'll tend to nest, especially if the bale's dry.
Okay.
So it's a moisture issue. Keep them nice and moist, water more regularly, and you won't have that problem.
For people who want to pick up the Straw Bale Garden book that didn't come to the show here today, or buy your new book, where can we get these books at?
Well, they're available everywhere, but if you come to my website, which is strawbalegardens.com, every copy I ship from my website I sign, personally autograph, so you'll get a signed copy. And you can order the Bale Buster. We'll directly ship it to you. Like I said, eventually it will be in retail. We're working on some relationships for retail. But for this spring, more than likely you're going to end up having to buy it through a website the way it looks. But that's fine. We're shipping every day. So if you order, usually you'll get it within 2 weeks when you order it. So.
Well, thank you very much for the information, Joel.
Thanks for having me on. I appreciate it. Have a great show.